Hey, what's going on, everybody? I wanted to make a funny video today, but then I decided I actually should discuss conspiracy theories with you guys. Not specifically conspiracy theories like a specific type of topic, but the genres as a whole. I want to separate conspiracy theories for you guys into specific groups so you guys know like how to understand conspiracy theories better and how to search for them better and not to fall for a lot of the hyperbole and baloney and, excuse my French, bullshit that's all over the internet, because there are a lot of conspiracy theories that are on the internet that are not true at all whatsoever, and they are just basically there because they were created by crazy people, or they are there just to confuse society. So there are basically three types of main genres regarding conspiracy theories. There's political, science, and then spiritual. So political usually has to do with things like politics, you know, the presidents, politicians, how they govern the world, how they, you know, the laws and the bills that they create. This also falls under things like censorship and controlling society. You know, anything that has to do with politics and controlling people's, you know, minds or controlling how people think, etc., etc. All the conspiracies go into this. So stuff like wars, 9/11, you know, the war in the Middle East, the fact that presidents, it doesn't matter who you vote for, they're all connected and the presidents are already pre-chosen, you know, decades in advance. Mass censorship, social score systems, you know, mass surveillance, all of that type of stuff is all under this type of category. And the reason why political conspiracy theories are usually talked about the most is because they're usually true. Like, there aren't any like crazy political conspiracy theories. Most political conspiracy theories, you know, stuff like the JFK assassination, you know, just stuff like that, are almost always true. You know, there isn't like a he said, she said. There isn't like some crazy whack job in his basement, you know, discussing it. Also, political conspiracy theories are the easiest to prove, and you don't really need to be a rocket scientist to try to understand or see what's happening. You just need to have the right eyes, and you really need to sit down and ponder about the reality around you. The second type of conspiracy genre is science. So this is like all of the stuff in science related to things like climate change, you know, the moon landing, space, you know, the true reality of space, like what actually is space? Does space even exist? You know, you can throw aliens in here, you can throw MK Ultra mind control, you can have, you know, 5G towers, fluoride in water, cloning, Neuralink, artificial intelligence, very futuristic looking weapons like using sound waves or sonic booms, you know, to completely wipe out an entire society. Also in this category you can put things like epidemics or viruses that are created by the government, you know, to wipe out multiple, you know, huge amounts of people at one time. So anything related to like science would go into this category. Science conspiracy category is kind of like in the middle, right? It's not too far out there, it's still believable enough. You know, you could throw flat earth, you know, in this, even though the earth isn't flat, but you can throw that conspiracy theory into this because it's still considered science, you know? So the reason why science conspiracy theories are kind of in the middle, they're not too far-fetched and they're not too, you know, obvious like political conspiracy theories, is because it's science. You know, a lot of people are kind of ignorant and they don't really understand the full mathematics and all of the physics that go into a lot of science conspiracy theories. There's still a lot of people that don't think that cloning is possible. There's still a lot of people in society that don't understand how intelligent AIs, or, you know, artificial intelligence actually are. Like, they are self-aware now these days. Like, they actually know that they are robots and that we created them. The fact that they are self-aware is actually extremely creepy because that means that they can now think for themselves. Like I said, these conspiracy theories are believable, but they're kind of hard to prove because people just are not educated enough to understand the evidence that exists. The science conspiracy theory is a lot more classified compared to the political conspiracy theories. You know, the political conspiracy theories, you can do a few searching here and there and you'll probably find the truth on stuff. But when it comes to science conspiracy theories, because a lot of it is classified and it only happens underground or with government scientists, it's really hard to find information and data about it. But it's not impossible. If you try hard enough, you can possibly find it. Even if you watch some of my videos, I've told you guys a lot of science conspiracy theories that ended up being true. I even predicted the laser beams that were going to be done on the California forest fires way before it even happened. Then we get into the third conspiracy theory genre, which is actually the hardest genre to have discussions about because most people actually just think you're crazy when you discuss it, and that is the spiritual genre. The spiritual genre of conspiracy theories is stuff like magic, you know, the reality or truth about religion, satanic rituals, rituals in general, you know, sorcery, just demons, anything that has to do with stuff that would be quote-unquote supernatural, stuff that's a lot more hard to prove, things that you can't really just show to someone and they're like, okay, I believe it now. It's very, very hard to prove spiritual conspiracy theories, and mainly being is because there's not actually a lot of proof to begin with. There's not a lot of evidence of this, you know, stuff. Where can you go on Google or YouTube and search magic rituals, like actual real, you know, rituals that are done, not the mumbo jumbo that you see online. You know, the actual real stuff is not stuff that you're gonna find online anywhere. There are some smaller things that you can find online, like the Saturn time cube conspiracy theory, which I've talked about already. You could find, you know, information about dimensions. You could find information about like certain magic rituals and stuff like that, but it's not in depth. It's not very detailed, and a lot of it isn't really the truth. So it's hard to find, you know, the truth in all of the other bullshit that exists out there. It's even the hardest, you know, conspiracy theory genre to make videos about, you know, on my YouTube channel because people just can't grasp it. Like, unless you're... Okay, I don't want to say unless you're in it, because everyone here already thinks that I'm some demonic human hybrid from a different dimension, but unless you're in it, you don't know. It's hard to explain. It's like one of those things that you have to just be in some way connected to it, or you're not gonna understand. Another example of like smaller conspiracy theories that would be concerning this is stuff like religious topics. Like, did Jesus exist? If he did exist, was he actually crucified? You know, is there any evidence that he was crucified? Why do a lot of religious institutions never, you know, show society the original holy books that existed? You know, the Vatican has, you know, an underground library that stretches for like 50 miles, and they allow absolutely no one to go in there. Even like the leaders of the United Nations are not even allowed to go in there. And someone really has to think, what the heck are they hiding under there? King Kong? Other conspiracy theories would be like the reality of Satan. Does Satan actually exist? And if he does exist, is he the same Satan that we know about in religious textbooks? Or does Satan actually, you know, represent some other entity that has actually nothing to do with religion? Is Satan even evil? Does God exist? Do we live in an alternate dimension? Etc, etc. Like, is this whole thing a hologram? Like, all of those crazy conspiracy theories that are hard to prove. Most of them can be proven, like I said, unless you're actually part of like the inner circle. You can't really prove it. So that's why a lot of times when people tell me to make conspiracy theories regarding stuff like magic and stuff like that, I really shy away from it. And it's not a form of ignorance. It's not that I don't know. It's that I wouldn't know how to discuss it openly. And even if I did, majority of you wouldn't believe it. The other portion of you guys would probably hate me for it because maybe your religion, you know, doesn't agree with me. And the other portion of you guys will probably just believe everything anyway. Oh, and by the way, speaking of magic, there's no such thing as white magic. I've never, ever, ever read or seen or experienced any type of magic that was ever actually good. It usually always stems from something evil. There's no such thing as like white magic or like crystals that make us all feel better about the world. Like, stop. If you guys have any questions regarding the conspiracy theories, let me know in the comments below. Also, please turn on the notifications for my channel. Side note, I uploaded a really funny Halloween video last week and you guys didn't watch it. And it made me feel very discouraged and I was kind of hurt by it. So could you guys at least try to watch it? You know, at least see if you like it or found it funny. You know, just give it a shot. So, love you guys so much and I'll see you guys later. Bye.